Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Shafira Dyah P. I'm from 2A Math Education of Singaperbangsa Karawang University. And my friend
Again with me, hello, my name is Tasya Aleyda and I'm from class 2A Math Education of Singaperbangsa Karawang University.
I try to do some video of motivation speech. The title is Math is not hard, it's language by Randy Polisar. Without spending any more time, let's check it out! %26. On the nation report part that the first take your below for 12th grade for the subtraction in math. In America, we had everything as an exceptional country, but the 26% sounds exceptional to you. Raise your hand if you think as the country we need to do way better than that. I'm with you. We all need math for where so many kids confused bias. It's because only 26% of people are hardware from that, love 70% or not. After working with thousands of kids, I can tell you this is the case at all. Kids don't understand math because we've been teaching it as the humanized subject. But if we make math human again, it will start make sense again. You're probably wondering how is math in every human in the first place, so think about it. Math is a human language just like English, Spanish, and Chinese because it allows people to communicate with each other. Even in ancient time, people need the language of math to concentrate, to building a monument, and to measure the land for farming. This idea of math, the language, is not actually new. A great philosopher on site, the law of natural are written in the language of the mathematics. So you see, even Galileo agreed is not it. But somewhere along the line, we taking the language of math with about the real world around us, and we abstract that beyond this recognition. And that's why kids they get confused. Let me show what is I mean. Well, this third grade California math standard, and people make sense when we 8 years old. Understand the fraction I wonder be as the 20 format by one part when a wall is the partitioned into b equal part. Understand a fraction I wonder be as the 20 format by part of size 1 wonder be. And if you give this description at an 8 year, you probably get reaction like this. To a math expert, this standard makes sense. But to a kid, it's an absolute truth. I tell this example specific because the fractions are the foundation of algebra, trigonometry, and even calculus. So kids don't understand fraction in the elementary middle school, the half roadway in the high school. But there is a way to make subtract simple and easy for kids to understand. Yes, just remember that math is the language and use that the third makes. For example, when I teach first grader how to add the subtraction, I start with the apple plus listen. For say yes, 1 apple plus 1 apple, and people often say 2 with the pretty correct. Have the may include the word as well as with the math of the language. But not just 2, it's 2 apples. Next is 3 pencil plus 3 pencils. You all know that pencil plus pencil is pencil. So everyone, how many pencils? 5 pencil is right. And the K is you include the word. I try with my 5-year in mode. After she edits pencil and pencil, I ask her what's 4 billion plus 1 billion. And my own overheard in this she's called and said, "Are you crazy? She's kindergarten. How's supposed to know 4 billion plus 1 billion? I'm done it. My niece finished accounting, looks up and say, 5 billion? And I say that's right, it's 5 billion. My aunt thought ahead on that because she did not expect that from 5 years. but all you have to do is take launch approach, and math become into the easy to understand.
Then I asked her a question kindergarten are definitely not supposed to know. What's 1/3 plus 1/3? And immediately she answered 2/3. So if you're wondering how could she possibly know that when she doesn't know about numerator and denominator yet, you'll see she wasn't thinking about numerator and denominator. She thought of the problem this way and she used 1 apple plus 1 apple as her analogy to understand 1/3 plus 1/3. So even a kindergarten can add fraction, you better believe that every together can do it as well. Just for fun, I asked her a high school algebra question. What's 7x squared plus 2x squared? And this little 5 years old girl correctly answered 9x squared, and she didn't need any exponent rules to figure that out. So when people say that we are either hardwired for math or not, it's not true. Math is human language, so we all have the ability to understand it. We need to take a language approach to math urgently because too many kids are lost and are anxious about math, and it doesn't have to be that way. I work with angry, frustrated high school student once who couldn't pass algebra because she only knew 44% of her multiplication. I told her, that's like trying to read and only knowing 44% of the alphabet. It is holding you back. She couldn't factor or solve equation and she had no confidence in math. As a result, this teenager had no confidence in herself. I told her, we have to start her multiplication because once you know all your facts by heart, everything gets easier and it'll be like having a fast pass to every ride of Disneyland. What do you think? And she said, okay. She systematically learned her times table in 4 weeks, and yes, even multiplication has language embedded in it. You'd be surprised how many kids don't realize 70 times 3 can be spelled out as 7 times 3. We just mean 3 7 times, just like this. So when kids see it this way, they quickly realize that repeated addition is slow and inconvenient, so they gladly memorize that 3 7 times always give you 21. So for this teenage who was dreaming of dropping out, becoming fluent and confident in multiplication was a game changer because for the first time she could focus on problem solving instead of counting on her finger. I know she had turned the corner when she figured out that a 2-year car lease at $445 a month who could cost you $10,680, and she looked at me disapprovingly and sighed, Mr. Polisok, that's expensive. At that moment, math was no longer causing problem for her, but she was using math to solve problem as a responsible adult would. As an educator, it is my duty to challenge kids to reach higher, so I leave you with this challenge. Our country stuck at 26% proficiency, and I challenge you to push that number higher. This is important because mathematical trying not only builds young mind, but our kids needed to imagine and build a future that doesn't yet exist. Meeting this challenge can be as simple as apple plus apple insists that we teach math as a human language, and we will get there sooner rather than later. Thank you. Finish the video and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you on the next video. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.